I have been in the makeup beauty world for almost 14 years, so let me show you all the tips that you need to know to slay your makeup. Just for some context, I used to be a freelance makeup artist and I have traveled the world doing weddings, photo shoots, music videos, so trust me when I say I know my shit. I know this sounds crazy, but try to apply your foundation on with your fingertips. This will help warm up the foundation and it gives the most natural finish while still keeping the coverage. It's almost like the Meredith foundation challenge, but you don't need to use 101 pumps. Now, once the foundation is all smoothed over using your fingers, then I like to go in with either a damp sponge or recently I've been liking a damp beauty puff. And now I just tap in the foundation to make sure I take off any excess so that the foundation doesn't look cakey. For my concealer, I always let it sit and marinate on my skin for a little bit so that the formula dries down and it keeps the coverage. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go in with my cream bronzer. If you haven't tried the Pink Honey bronzers yet, then have you been living under a rock? Using a brush to blend out your concealer is the best way to keep the coverage and also keep the placement of the concealer as well. I know you probably heard that saying that when you apply your blusher, you should smile and then apply it to the apples of your cheeks. But the problem with that is once you relax your cheek, it drops and that will make your face look droopy. So instead, I always like to apply on the blush a little bit higher. And also another little tip is to apply some on the nose. It gives you like a really nice sun-kissed kind of look. See what I'm talking about? Fun fact, I used to do makeup for pornos. I know, sounds crazy, but let me know if you want to film a story time. And they had to have their makeup on point, obviously, because they are doing a deed, they're sweating, and you need your makeup to last. So the trick is to layer your setting spray before you apply on any powder. Before powdering, you should always blend out any creases and then apply your powder. I always like to use a pressed powder first. This one from Rimmel is amazing. Applying it on a pressed powder first before you bake is going to ensure that your under eyes doesn't cake up. If you've ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race, you would know that the queens on there have the most flawless makeup that looks amazing in photos, even though they're dancing and sweating all night long, and the secret is baking. This next step is a must for me. If I ever miss this step, my makeup looks off. I always go in with a highlighter and I do a little exclamation mark on the bridge of my nose. And this gives me a little lift and it also makes my makeup not look as flat with all the powder, you know?